Hello and welcome to actually it's been a while. I haven't had a Tuesday live for a long time, ladies. So as ever, interact, drop some comments and questions below. I know not many of you are around this time, but I have to work on the time that works for me. So today, yes, we're talking about what are the big things we need to do to ensure that you have awesome training sessions. Bear with me 1 second. Thank you. It always happens in my lives, doesn't it? It's like real life. So this is a really big topic. And if you're watching, just comment hi and let me know that you're watching and I will answer any questions. So I want to talk about, and as I posted a question the other day in the group, I said, ladies, what do you want help with? And, how can I support you in terms of you getting healthier, fitter, leaner, etc. And most of the questions that came up were, how do I set up a workout, okay, that I can do maybe at home because I don't have time to go to the gym and I don't have lots of equipment. How do I set that up? Okay, so if that's what you want to see and that's going to be a good topic for you, just comment yes below and I'll make sure that we go into do. So we've got, hi Louise, how are you? So I'm going to go into it. Now, obviously, I want to put some context around this, okay? So ladies, here's a big challenge with just trying to DIY your workouts, okay? Yes, there are tons of free workouts on YouTube. Everyone's posting them on Instagram, and there's a reason why I don't post many, because you are unique. You have a unique situation, unique health. So for me to just post free workouts is actually doing you a disservice. I've been doing this now for 20 odd years, helping tons of women get in great shape, get stronger, fitter, leaner, healthier, change their lives. And what I've noticed is there are tons of poor training programs out there. Okay. So before, I'm going to show you exactly what I do to how I build a training program so you can build your own if that's what you wish to do. But honestly, if you're at the stage where you're trying to change your health and change your body, etc., my suggestion is to you to get someone to do it for you. Like, it doesn't have to be me. I don't care. It's up to you. But I do care because I want to help you. But here's the thing, right? You've got so much on your plate already. Okay. So some of you trying to run businesses, some of you trying to, look after children, etc. Trying to DIY stuff is probably the biggest reason why people fail in this endeavor. Okay. So I'm going to give you some insights, but I want you to just think about it for a second. Because like for me, one of the big realizations I've had in my life is that for me to be more successful, I had to give up doing things that I'm not good at. Okay. If I want my house painted, I just pay someone to do it because I ain't good at painting. I don't care if that makes me less or more of a man. I don't give a monkeys. So where possible, ladies, invest in someone to help you do this shizzle. Okay. Right. So I'm going to share my screen. I've done something to my screen, right? So I don't know what's going on. So let's have a little look. See. Cool. All right. Let's do that. So I'm going to share my screen, ladies. I'm going to talk you through exactly how I build training programs for my clients. Okay. So, all right. So let's go into it. And I know there was a couple of ladies that couldn't be here to see this, but I think this is important. So, ladies, this is how I build training programs for my clients. This is how I build them so that they have their. Oops, stop sharing. Oh, hold on a second, ladies. Just bear with me a second. There you go. Right. So this is how I build training programs for my clients. Okay. Now, first of all, ladies, I want you to really understand this. Okay. The biggest thing that I need to understand is what's the dream vision? Okay. Because if I build a home program or a gym program for someone who's trying to run faster, it's going to be very different to someone who just wants to drop some body fat and be healthier. All right. So first of all, I need to understand Oh, that's awesome, Lou. Yeah, just do it. Hey Joe, um, it's going to depend on the goals, etc. Right. So if this is just a kind of a fairly generalized example, just to show you how you can build your own training program, right? There's a couple of other things as well. Is most people don't know when to change their training sessions, all right? Most people change their training sessions too often, all right? Because I get it, we're human, we want to have entertainment and do something different. But actually, if the goal and part of your dream is to get fitter, to get stronger, then the only way you can do that is by what we call overload, okay? So that's progressively making your workouts harder. And you can't do that if you're always jumping from workout to workout, okay? It doesn't work. So if you've got questions and you're watching this back, I know Joe and Louise are watching, just drop comments below, okay? And I will happily dive in. Does that make sense, ladies? Just before I start, just comment yes if that makes sense, and I'll dive into how I'm doing this. Just let me know. Just waiting for comments just to make sure I'm not off the beaten track. Because if I don't, cool. All right. So Louisa suggests I'm just going to shoot. Hey, Joe. So, all right. So, ladies, first of all, I'm just going to call this home workout A. And this is probably generic because they're very, hey, Fatma, a fairly generic way of how I will build a program for someone who, maybe is at home, has got a couple of dumbbells and maybe a kettlebell or so lying around the house, and hasn't got a full gym setup. All right. So first of all, I want to have them do some form of a warm up. Okay. And a warm up we do with what we call mobility work. So as you can see, I've just got little videos here of all the exercises for my clients. Okay. But as you can see, some of these are fairly like yoga based. Yeah. Yoga, mobility, it's all one thing. That's a whole nother topic anyway. But some of them are going to be a little bit more what we call active. All right. So what we're trying to do is get you warm and get your joints ready for exercise, and also just gets your brain ready. Right. If you start warming up, it's almost like, yes, I know I'm about to perform something, so I'm going to get ready to warm up. Okay. So I did this as just a generic thing for you guys just to see. So, ladies, here's the thing. Train movements, not muscles. I'll say that again. Train movements, not muscles. Here's the problem. A lot of these workouts that I see, YouTube and all the rest of it, and I get why they do them. Like, oh, here's 5 ways to train your glutes, and today's going to be an ab workout, etc. What happens is then you then get weak in other ways, and the human body was not designed generally to work in isolation. Okay, the human body is the sum of its parts. Okay, so to get a very efficient training session, okay, I will get clients to do full body training sessions if they're short on time. Okay, so let's just say you're working 9 to 5 ish, haven't got time to get to the gym, etc., then I will make sure they're full body training sessions. If a client has more experience, more time in the gym, etc., then I'm going to specialize a little bit more. But the first thing, I'm going to make sure I choose big exercises that challenge the body, okay, so that we can actually get a hormonal response. And I was like, ooh, hormonal response. Well, yeah, because generally isolated exercises don't get as much of a hormonal response. Okay, so I'm looking to get testosterone up, human growth hormone up by using big exercises with big muscle groups. Okay, so first exercise, and I hope you can see this. I've got a goblet squat. So my first movement is a squat. Okay, so I'm always looking at having a squat in a session. Now, bearing in mind, I'm trying to make this short and sweet. So for someone who, might not have tons of time, so I can't make it like the perfect session. And then I'll have like 3 sets of 12, and I'll give them a tempo as well. So I'll say, right, you're going to use a tempo to do this exercise. And what that just means is that when they go down on the exercise, they're going to take their time and then they're going to come up fairly quick. So whenever you see that 3, that's 3 seconds down. All right. Does that make sense, ladies? Just let me know if I'm making sense, and or if you have any questions, just drop a comment. I'm going to have some water because it's hot. Any questions so far, ladies? Just let me know. Yeah, of course I can, Joe. No problem. No problem. All right, I'll put a screen grab of this in the comments. And then I've got a press movement or a push motion, right? So next one I've got like a half kneeling shoulder press, right? Oh, I've got some DOMs from my last session. Yeah, so we've got push. Okay, so already I'm training this client or this made up client in movements, not specifically muscles. Second exercise, I've got half a Turkish get up. And one of the things that you can't see, I guess, here is that they all have videos of how to do them, etc. Because nowadays, most of my clients are scattered around the UK or in America. And I build the training programs so they can just go and execute, because they know they don't need me to stand over them while they watch it, to watch them squat. Like, I don't need to do that. If they need me, then they'll just do a quick recording. I can go, yep, change that, tweak that, change that, and away we go. Yeah, it just removes the need for me to stand in front of them every day to train them. Cool. So the next one, I've got a core exercise, a core movement pattern. So I've got half Turkish get up, and then I've got sets and reps, so 3 times 10, again with the tempo. And then I've got a hinge exercise, so something that works the hamstrings and the glutes, Romanian deadlift with dumbbells. That's it. 4 exercises, done. Okay. And that's it. Really simple. Yeah. Now, let me see if I can just move on to the next one. So that's it, ladies. Like, really, really simple movements over muscles. So now I'm going to go to the next one. So I've designed 2 training programs just to give you an idea. So next one, I've got a lunge pattern. Okay. So a lunge. So whenever you walk, whenever you run, it's a lunge. Okay. That's the key thing I want you to all understand, that it's always a lunge pattern when you run. Okay, so lunges, I know a lot of ladies hate lunges because they can't do them right, but there's a method to that. Then we've got a single arm row. So we've got now a pull motion. So in yesterday's workout, we had a push. Today's one, we've got a pull. So you put in something towards you. Cool. Then we've got another core exercise, a little bit of stability, anti-rotation. And then we've got another hinge exercise or glute exercise with kettlebell swings. Like, that is it. Okay. Now, there is an art and a science to putting this stuff together. I don't just pick exercises randomly. I want to know what the goal is, where they're weaker, where they're stronger, what injuries they've got before I make the program, right? Because if I know someone's got lower back issues, and also what your technical skill is, okay? Because kettlebell swings, ladies, are not the easiest workout exercise to do. So I won't program them for someone if they don't have the relevant skill, because we're just wasting time with fancy stuff that you just don't need. Simple as that. And like, ladies, I've had a couple of clients now who use just home workouts. They've managed to drop. So Teresa, she just got married yesterday, actually. 27 pounds she dropped just from doing home workouts. Now, here's the catch. I said just from doing home workouts. And this is the thing you want to really understand, ladies. That is a lie. Because the workouts are great, but the biggest impact is going to be from diet. Simple as that. And if you think like these workouts will save you, yes, they'll get you stronger. They'll improve your heart health. They'll improve your way your body moves if you do them right. But if you're trying to shift body fat, it's your nutrition that's the driver. Okay. if I have a client, and I've got a couple of ladies now who are like, Greg, I feel like I'm fairly, I want to now gain some more muscle, focus more on building some like proper strength and real strength. They want to see their weights go up. Yeah. So the thing that my clients can do on here when they do this is they can record their workouts, how much they lift, all the rest of it. I'd suggest that everybody should track their exercise, and that's the problem with home workouts. You can't track what you're doing, so therefore you don't know if you're getting better. So yeah, that's it, ladies. I'm not gonna over elaborate on this one. Like literally, you probably need 4 to 5 workouts. And one thing that's really important, ladies, is rest. Like, how long do you rest between exercises? So for this one, I know the person's short on time, so I'm gonna maybe squeeze the rest times a little bit. But obviously that will mean that they can't lift as heavy because they'll not be able to recover in time from once to do one set to the next set. Does that make sense, ladies? Just let me know if you've got questions now. So I'm going to exit this screen. So ladies, just comment below if you've got questions or if that makes sense. Or if you've got something you want me to cover on this live about exercise and stuff. But ladies, I'll be honest with you, I probably spend, if I'm building a 12-week program for someone, that's a good hour and a half after I've had a call with them, after they've completed their intake form and I've had an initial call to understand where they're at. And that's how long it takes me to build a proper training program. Now, yeah, some people can get away with, some people can just get away with doing a generic program. But what I find is that a lot of those programs, they just make you work really hard without taking the person into account. Does that make sense, ladies? So ladies who are watching live, are there any other questions you want to ask me about training programs? Now I've got 3 other videos on how to build training programs. And here's the thing, ladies, if you've watched all those videos and you still haven't been able to build a training program, it's probably time that you reached out to me and said, Greg, I need some help with this shizzle. Like, seriously, I don't know what you're waiting for. That's it. Simple as that. Like, we keep procrastinating over things that we know we need to do, but that's often because we're just unsure of how to do it, and which is cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with getting help. Like, I have someone write my training program so that I don't have to think about it, and because also I know they'll give me the right training program for me, not just a random thing of exercises that I like to do. Because yeah, if you always do all the exercises you like to do, you'll probably struggle to get the results that you want. Okay. So ladies, and there was another question actually from Fatima, which I'll just address as well, which was about where to start with strength training. Like, ladies, honestly, don't overcomplicate it too much. Just start. Like, as you can see, I just picked 3 to 5, put 4 exercises, and I just said, right, just train with those and start. Like, I think for some of you, you overcomplicate it and you're looking for this perfect workout. If you, for most of you, you can get started with some very basic stuff. If you want someone to build your proper workout program and a proper nutrition plan and help you with all of that stuff, then invest in it. But if you're, Fatima's question was, how do I start? And it's very simple, just start. Like, literally get some weights and start lifting them. Squat, lunge, rotate, core, push, pull. That's it. Okay. Find 4 to 5 exercises that you can do either in a gym or at home with whatever you've got, and start. Track your progress, get consistent. Like you're overcomplicating it. So if you're overcomplicating it, again, that shows a sign you probably need some help with all of this stuff. Okay. Are there any other questions from anyone watching? If not, then I'll say arrivederci and catch you all later. Let me know if you watch this on the replay. So yeah, and I'll post the screenshots of these two programs in the comments so you can watch them back. And yeah, that's that. All right, ladies. Don't think there's any questions coming through. So if there's no more, I'm gonna shoot, go get a drink and relax. And I'll catch you on the other side. See you on the next live.